This is Karen and Izzy, and we're going to show you what Izzy has learned in her 2 weeks of boarding and training with us. The first thing we work on with every dog that comes in is that their name is a command. So we want to say the dog's name and have them look up and make eye contact. Izzy.
Izzy. Yes,
Good.
nice girl.
Just like that, you say Izzy, and she should look up and make eye contact, and then you give her lots of praise.
Izzy.
You don't want to repeat her name. If she doesn't look, if she gets really distracted, you just say, tap her on the ear. If you have a leash on her, jiggle her leash, do something to make her look, but you don't want to say Izzy, 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 Izzy over and over. She's like, yeah, that's my name. Why do you keep saying it? And we did work her on a pinch collar. She's kind of an interesting mix of being sensitive and submissive, but then also just very distractible. So the pinch collar just helps with getting her attention focused back on us for the training. So we would recommend that you do use a pinch collar for walking her and for training her. Next thing we teach them is to walk on a loose leash at our left side.
Izzy, let's go.
We use a let's go command. We don't say heel. We want the dog to have a fun walk, which means they're not in a heel position, which is too formal.
Very good.
So she should stay at your left side, roughly the length of a 5-foot leash with 6 feet left for, 1 foot left for slack. Every time you come to a halt, she'll stop and she'll sit next to you. If she doesn't, just remind her to sit and then praise her, because it's a habit she's not used to having with you, but she's used to the habit with us. Good job. Every time Izzy does what you want, be sure and praise a lot. A lot of times people will forget the praise and only correct the dog, so you have to have a good balance. The stay command is a flat hand in front of the face along with the verbal word stay.
Stay.
And stay was not her strong suit. She does get distracted easily and she will move, but she is learning.
Stay.
So you're going to want to keep practicing at home. Yeah, that doesn't count. So if she does move, just put her back where she was, remind her of what she was doing, and then continue with the distractions.
Good girl.
And if she doesn't respond to a command, you don't want to repeat the command. You saw Karen say sit. Izzy didn't do it, so she just physically put her in the sit. You don't want to say sit, 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 sit. You want to say every command one time. If she does not honor the command, then you physically put her in the position you want. Do not repeat the command. Okay is our release. That means she's no longer working. She no longer has to stay, and she's allowed to get up and move around. Next thing we work on is we teach them to lie down on command. Uh-oh.
Scratch her butt.
That's right. We taught her to scratch her butt on command. And the down command,
Sit. Good girl.
we want to say down, and she goes right down to the ground, just like that. That was perfect. Lots of praise.
Good girl.
And then the stay is the same as the sit stay.
Stay. Good girl.
Now with jumping, we want to make sure that if she jumps on you, you don't say down, because that's confusing. Down from now on is going to mean lay down like she is now. For jumping, you want to say no or and then correct her.
Stay.
She's used to having a lot of distractions around her. She will stay. She's probably good about 80% of the time. Occasionally, if she gets really excited about something, she'll try to get up, but we just correct her and put her back, and she's learning very well to stay.
Good girl.
And then lots of praise when she's doing exactly what you want. You can use the down stay at home when you're eating a meal, when you're watching TV. Put her on a stay during commercials. Put her on a stay randomly while you're just sitting around relaxing, reading the paper, reading a book, on the computer. If you practice the commands she has learned when there's not a lot going on, she's going to be more likely to be able to do them when you have company over and when you really need her to behave. Next thing we work on is the come command, and we get a 20-foot long line. You'll want to get yourself a long line. We sell them here. You can go to the pet store, or you can make your own. Go to the hardware store and buy you some cotton rope.
Izzy, come. Yay, good girl.
The come command is 2 parts. One, you say her name and you get her attention, and you saw that when Karen said Izzy, Izzy turned and looked back at her.
Izzy, come. Yay.
Once you have the attention, then you say come. You don't want to run it all together and say, Izzy, come. And you don't want to tell her to come if you don't have her attention. So always say her name first, get her to pay attention, and then tell her to come. When we do the come command, we put our hands down at the dog's level and we...
Izzy, come. Oh, there she goes.
And you see she was a little distracted there. That's when you can use your leash. Otherwise, you want to leave the leash loose on the ground so she doesn't have tension. But she's interested in the kitty cat now. So that's a big distraction.
You ever seen a kitty? That's a big kitty. Well, you're scared.
As big as you.
That's a big kitty. Izzy, come. Yes, good girl.
And you want to call her away from distractions. So you want to take her outside, front yard, backyard, take her to the park with your long line and work the come command over and over. You don't ever want to call her to come off the leash. If she gets away from you, if she darts out the front door, you can say her name and then get down to her level and clap your hands or even turn and run from her, and that'll get her to come to you. But don't say come when she's off leash until she's 100% at coming to you on the leash.
Gotta practice before we get off leash.
That's right.
Lots of practice.
And you have lots of follow-ups. You have a 1-hour in-home private lesson.
Stay.
You have 6 1-hour follow-up classes so that you can understand the commands, you can learn how to use the commands at home, and you can get help in case she decides to not work for you. For jumping, we work on sit command. They can only get petted when they come up and sit in front of us.
Yay, good girl.
If she does jump on you, we have little jump handles. Every dog has them. It's loose skin on the side of their face, and it doesn't hurt them. That's where the mother dog would grab the puppy to correct it. Just use the jump handles, get her off of you, push her into a sit, then your hands are already on her, and then you praise the sit with lots of petting. But she did a great job.
Girl.
She's very sweet. The one thing we would recommend is just work on building up her self-confidence, and we're going to give you an article on that so that you can learn how to do that.
Bye-bye, cat.
Yeah, bye-bye, cat.
Izzy, yes!
Good job.
Girl.
But you see, you can get her attention away from distractions. She is a very energetic dog. If you find yourself having issues with her at the house, ask yourself, is she really getting plenty of exercise? Because if a dog has too much pent-up energy, they get really wound up, they start chewing up things, they start shredding paper, digging in the yard, doing all the things that you described that she does now. All of those things are a sign that she has too much pent-up energy. So we would recommend more walks, daycare. She loved playing with the dogs. Anything you can do to get the energy out of her, and then you're going to have a much better companion at the house.
And if she readily grabs things at the house and takes off with them, one, make sure you're kind of puppy-proofed. Have 3 or 4 toys for her that she knows are hers. And you might want to leave the long line on and just let her drag it around. And so if she does grab something and take off with it, you can get that long line and make her come to you and give it to you. That way you don't have to chase her around.
Right, yeah.
Chasing is a game. So when you start chasing her, you know, come back over here, she's like, oh boy, woohoo, this is fun. So we don't want it to be a game. We want to be able to say, come, and have her come to you.
Yeah, leaving the leash on is a great idea for dogs that steal things and take off with them. And you need to stop chasing her and make sure the kids don't chase her. Just grab the leash, make her come over to you, and make her release the item. And then show her, this is your toy, this is what you're allowed to play with, so she understands the difference.
Yes.